The Golden Shield Heritage Awards will be taking place today in the Western Cape. Now, South African sculptor and writer Pitika Ntuli will be honoured with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, he has extensive knowledge of African indigenous culture as well as art forms. His work has been exhibited in many countries in Europe and North America. Now, the awards are about celebrating as well as honouring champions of South Africa's heritage. For more on this, we're joined now by the man himself, Professor Ntuli. A very good morning to you, Prof. So good to be talking to you today, and congratulations on the Heritage Award that you are going to be receiving in the Western Cape today. What does this actually mean to you, a man who has been so generously awarded around the world?
And for me to be honored by our national institution from our own government, which means from our own people, means a lot to me. For the work that I do not do just for myself, it is because I cannot do it without my people. So being honored in this way while I'm still walking around and irritating a few people, it's very good.
Walking around and irritating a few people, that's quite funny. But, you know, you spoke about you spoke about being honored in your own country, and I want to take you back a little bit. You spent 32 years in exile in Swaziland. And when I was reading about your particular life story, you were actually in solitary isolation in a death row prison cell. And there had to be international intervention in order for you to be moved from Swaziland to the United Kingdom. What exactly did you do? What were you found guilty of?
We subsequently realized that during the secret treason trial in Betal, Judge K. Lewis indicted me and 5 of my other people, accusing us of being part of the people who instigated the Soweto uprisings from our safe spot, in Swaziland. Me, John, Kwanazi, Denim, Julie, 6 of us were then, put in detention in solitary confinement, in the death cells. From what we later understood, that it was generosity of the King of Swaziland that if we were let free, we were going to be assassinated or even kidnapped.
You went then, when you were released from Swaziland, to the United Kingdom, and you actually went to study, or rather from the UK, you went to New York City, where you went to study. So you did look at, a corporate relations, sociology, but also art has also been very close to your heart. Tell us about the inspiration behind your work. It's quite abstract from what I see. What inspires that?
What actually inspires is that I've been a political person from the time when I was young, both as a poet, then I became a visual artist. And when you are also in that position, you have got to guard your words. I was expelled from school because I recited political poetry. So I decided that I can then hide my meanings through my sculptures, through my drawings, and through some of my painting. It was a manner of communicating myself during a very difficult and a very bleak time in our country.
You returned to the country from exile in 1994, and as I was going through that, I was reminded of something that the late Miriam Makeba said as well, that when Utatu Madiba was released from prison and there was a new dawn in South Africa, there was a call for exiles to come back into the country and to contribute to the development of this nation. Why did you specifically find it important to come back at that particular time to South Africa?
And first and foremost, I was missing my family. I was also missing my weather. And I was also encouraged greatly because I was recruited by the Department of Fine Arts at Wits, who kindly paid for my ticket and my artworks and everything. It was a very beautiful persuasion. And also I still had to meet my mother, whom I have not seen for those 33 years.
Wow, it must have been a very emotional time to come back to a very different South Africa to the one that you had left 32 years before that. The last exhibition that I'm aware of is one that you had in 2020 as Buyele Emasisweni. Where can we next see your work? I know it's exhibited in various public institutions. There's some well-known collectors who have private pieces like, Paul Simon, for example. But as South Africans, if we want to go and see your work, Professor, where can we go and engage with it?
I mean, currently, you can see the works at the Durban Art Gallery. It will be there until the end of January. It involves 45 carved bones, carved with beads, and some of them with metal. And each of the 45 works of art has got a poem. So when you approach it, there's also a QR, and with your QR, each of these work will tell you my poems or the poems of one of the 33 prominent people who collaborated with me in this to make us win the Global Fine Arts Awards in 2020. You could find this Mongile, Kumalo. You could find Ngugi Watiyongo. You could find Philippa, de Villiers, Yvonne Chaga, Florence Masebe. You can find a lot of those people. But in the exhibition in Durban now is divided into 3 parts. There is a part which is last, which got my catalogs of the exhibitions I did all over the world. Some of it has got some books, because behind books I wrote poems when I had no paper with me, and my drawings were blown onto that. Then there's a third room, a TV room, which has got TV monitors. One has got a 3-minute looping interview with me and my award-winning film son. The other one has got the 33 people I collaborated with. You want to hear Minister Naledi Pando, when she opened the exhibition, you just press. You want to listen to Simphiwe Dana, you just press. And the other one is where I comment on art, spirituality, and art.
Wow,
And,
Professor Ntuli, thank you so much. We really hope that South Africans will flock to the places where your work is exhibited. And I love the intergenerational play. You've mentioned Simphiwe Dana, Florence Maseke, Yvonne Chaka. That was renowned sculptor and writer and academic Professor Pitika Ntuli, recipient of the Golden Shield Heritage Awards taking place in the Western Cape today.